Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear beloved Miss Ulia Rahmah MPD, as an English lecturer, may Allah bless of us. Amin. My name is Akbar Maulana Ismail. On this occasion, I will present my scientific paper with the title The Effect of Tax Incentives on Small Business Growth. First is abstract. This study investigates the impact of tax incentives on the growth and performance of small businesses in Jakarta, Indonesia. Using a qualitative approach, data were collected from 20 small enterprises across various industries between January and December 2024. The findings reveal that tax incentives such as reduced income tax rates and investment credits, enhance cash flow, enabling reinvestment in equipment, and workforce development. These improvements translate into a 15% average increase in cash flow and higher employment levels, particularly in labor-intensive sectors. However, administrative complexity with unclear guidelines and lengthy approval processes limits their effectiveness. The study highlights the need for streamlined process and targeted incentives to maximize benefits for small enterprises. Further, further research should explore the long-term effects of tax incentives in developing economies. Next is introduction. Tax incentives have emerged as a vital instrument for economic policy, particularly in fostering the growth of small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs). As the backbone of most economies, SMEs account for a significant share of employment and GDP. Recognizing their potential, governments worldwide have implemented tax incentives to reduce financial constraints and promote innovation and expansion. Despite their widespread use, the efficacy of tax incentives remains contentious. Proponents argue that such policies alleviate tax burdens, freeing resources for reinvestment and job creation. Critics, however, point to administrative inefficiencies and misallocation of benefits. In developing economics, these challenges are often exacerbated by limited institutional capacity and lack of awareness among business owners. The study examines the impact of tax incentives on small business performance in Jakarta, Indonesia, a city characterized by a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem. By focusing on a developing economic context, this research aims to bridge the gap in literature and provide actionable insights for policymakers. Next is methods. This study adopts a qualitative research designed to capture the nuanced experience of small business owners. Data collection involved semi-structured interviews conduct with 20 small enterprises in Jakarta, Indonesia between January and December 2024. Participants were selected based on their eligibility for tax incentives under Indonesia's small business tax policy. The selection ensured representation across various industries, including retail, manufacturing, and service. The interviews were guided by a structured questionnaire covering like awareness of tax incentives, the impact of incentives on financial performance, challenges in accessing and utilizing tax benefits, and perception of government policies. Secondary data source as a government reports and policy documents supplemented the primary data. Thematic analysis conduct using NVivo software identified recurring patterns and insights. Next is results. The analysis revealed three primary themes. The first is enhanced financial flexibility. Small business reported improved cash flow due to tax reduction, averaging a 15% increase in available funds. These funds were reinvested in equipment, infrastructure, and technology, particularly in manufacturing and retail sectors. The second is job creation and workforce development. Tax savings facilitated workforce expansion with labor-intensive sectors reporting a 20% rise in employment. Business utilities, the savings for wage increases and skill development programs. And the third is administrative barriers. 30% of respondents highlighted challenges in accessing tax benefit, citing complex application processes and unclear eligibility criteria. Next is discussion. The finding underscored the role of tax incentives in fostering small business growth. Enhanced financial flexibility and increased employment demonstrate the potential of these policies to stimulate economic activity. However, administrative barriers highlight a critical gap in policy implementation. This result align with prior research indicating that tax investment and job creation. However, challenge unique to developing economies such as limited institutional capacity must be addressed. Policymakers should focus on simplifying the application process through digital platforms, educating small business owners about available benefits, and designing targeted incentives for micro enterprises. Implementing these measures can enhance the accessibility and effectiveness of tax incentives, maximizing their impact on small business growth. And the last is conclusion. This study demonstrates that tax incentives significantly contribute to small business growth by improving financial performance and fostering employment. However, administrative inefficiencies remain a critical barrier. To unlock the full potential of these policies, governments must streamline application processes, provide clear guidelines, and tailor incentives to the needs of small enterprises. Future research should explore the long term of tax incentives and their applicability in other developing and economics. By addressing these issues, policymakers can create a more supportive environment for small business, driving sustainable economic development. And this is the reference. Maybe that's all I can say. I apologize if there are any mistakes during the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.